recorded.
Yes.
Okay.
Tài lắm.
I'll try to send this as a
Cái ông có lũ chula ông lũ
look,
chula tầm.
those are not in the classroom. So hello everybody who's watching the recording. If you're not in the classroom, you need to go to the classroom and sign up. All right. That's otherwise you're going to get a 0. And I don't want to give you a 0. It's not nice. Okay? And also
Book report na ako ipikibong.
Book report na 18 na mo kula.
Mister,
yes.
do we need to do all the work here?
Yes, you need to send the work to classroom. You need to send the work to the classroom.
But
Hi,
what is
Tim 100
the
mo
last one?
All right. Do you know
The
how to do
last one
that?
I don't know.
And he's about to
Ito ipinandet na mo na.
No, the last one.
Okay, I explained it in the last class how you do it. Okay. So far I'm waiting for the book reports. You know, you need to do two book reports this year. This is the first book report. Now you need to go towards the second book report. So girls who have not even read one book, it's bad. This is for your book group. You need to do. You can give it late.
100 na muna wa HPO.
Okay, so these are the girls that did work. Okay?
Question and answer.
I corrected the work.
Question and
You can
answer.
see it on the stop there. Okay. Okay. So let's go on with our story. Today we're going to read the story again. Okay, the model millionaire. This is over here. Okay, this is the story. Okay,
Na
cool.
bol
Some of them who did the work. Let's go over some of the questions. Okay, some people didn't finish the questions. Remember, we're reading the story. Reading the story. It's a little bit too noise. One second.
Voice of
Okay, I made it quiet now. So only if you need to talk, if you want to talk, and I want you to talk to me, open your microphone, 1 second, and answer when I answer questions. Okay, so we read the first part of the story. There are 3 parts of the story. This is part 1. Okay, we're going to read part 2 and maybe part 3, maybe even today. We'll see how far we can go. But I also want to give you time to work on this at home. So let's answer some questions though. Let's get to question number 4. Okay, well, I think we did 1, 2, and 3. What impressed Huey about the beggar? What impressed him about him? What did he think was impressive? Okay, let's remember. Let's go to the beggar here, and here it's over here. What did he think about him? What impressed him about him? Who can tell me the answer? Wait a second, you can't see the text. Can you see the text? Oh, there it is. Okay. So what impressed him about it says, when Huey came in, he found Trevor putting the finishing touches to a wonderful life-size picture of a beggar, come son, right? Somebody, this is the beggar here. This man here, the beggar. Okay, what impressed him? He says, the beggar himself, I'm on line 25. The beggar himself was standing on a raised platform in a corner of the studio. He was a wrinkled old man with a most pitiful expression. Over his shoulders was thrown a torn brown cloak. And with one hand, he leant on a rough stick, GH comes a F. While with the other, he held out his battered hat for money. What an amazing model, what an amazing model, whispered Huey as he shook hands with his friend. Okay, what impressed him? What impressed him? What did he think was so impressive about him? Any ideas here? Okay, somebody's opening the microphone. Who? Tell me, talk, speak, say something. What impressed him? Okay, how about Yocheved? What impressed him about this man? What did he think was interesting? Yocheved, you have any ideas?
No.
No. Anybody? What was so impressive about him? What struck him about him?
And that impressed who that
Yeah.
he was a wrinkled old man. He
He's
stand
a
with a one
wrinkled
hand.
old man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Shira Sing Song is here now.
And he leaned on a rough stick with a one hand.
Okay, but you're describing him. You're describing him to me. That's fine to describe him to me. But think about what
Yeah, that impressed Hoogie.
it says here. Maybe it says here. Here it says, what an amazing model. What does that mean, an amazing model? What an amazing model. An amazing.
He was impressed by his acting. Like he was impressed by his modeling.
By his modeling, okay? I think he was impressed that he thought, wow, he really is a really good, looks just like a beggar, because he really is a beggar. He's the perfect beggar.
He was impressed by his beautiful expression.
Okay, good. He was impressed by his pitiful expression. He was impressed by how poor he looked. He was like, wow, this is really a beggar. So he was impressed how pitiful he looks. Good. Number 5, was Huey being practical when he gave the beggar money? Explain, what does this show about Huey? Was he being practical? What does that mean to be practical? Practical. Practical means that you're thinking about things that you need to do to survive, to get by, to earn money. Was he being practical? It says here, remember this question? Was he being practical when he gave the beggar money? Was that a practical decision?
Mr. What is practical?
Practical means that you're thinking about things that you need in your life, things to succeed. Okay, to be practical is, if you're a father, is to get a job and to make money for your family. And if you're a mother, being practical means to make sure that if you have little children in the house, to try to make sure that they get their food, that they're getting warm at night, they don't get sick. Being practical, if you're a student, is to think about the fact that you've got homework to do, you want to succeed in your studies, so what you need to do. If you're not practical, you say, oh yeah, I know today I have class, but it's a beautiful day, so why don't I take a walk in nature and just have a nice time, okay? Is that being practical? Okay, stop writing on the screen, girls. Stop writing on the screen. Stop that. Stop. Who's doing that? Batya sing song. Stop. Batya. Batya, stop. You're writing on the screen. Don't do that. We see it. Okay? Take it off. Batya. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, you can't do that. Okay.
Raftang.
How do I stop you from doing that? I'm trying to see that. I forgot how to stop it. Just don't do it, okay? Don't write on the screen. I forgot how to change that. Girls, don't be next, okay?
Camera off again. Elbow he on.
Off Taehan.
Okay.
Off it tayo on.
Anyway,
Taking off
stop that. Okay, thank you.
Off
Anyway,
ngay
we're
law.
back. Okay, here we go. Anyway, so was he being practical when he gave the money to the beggar? Was that practical?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it says in the end, it says he gives him, find out how much money he gets, and here it says,
Gold coin.
remember,
£1.
let's read this together. He looked so miserable, so sad, that Huey could not help pitying him. He took pity on him. Oh, poor beggar. And he felt in his pockets to see what money he had. All he could find was a sovereign, which was a gold coin with one that was a lot of money for him. Okay, poor old fellow, he thought to himself. He needs it more than I do, but it means no taxi cabs for a fortnight. It means he can't take a taxi for a fortnight means 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, he needs to walk everywhere in London. And London is a big, big, big city. So he has to walk for 2 weeks. He gave, we have a mitzvah to give tzedakah. You have to give 10%, 20% of your money. This was a lot more money than he could afford, but he gave it anyway. You should give, it's good to give tzedakah every day, but this was too much money, too much. So was he being practical?
No.
No. No. He was not being practical. He was not practical because now he has to take a taxi for 2 weeks. You can say he was being idealistic. Idealistic means that he's thinking about, oh, I want to be a good person. I want to do Gamliel Hasidim, good actions. That's good, but not maybe to the point where you can't take care of yourself. Okay. So no, he was not being practical. Okay. Not being practical. Okay. So you have to explain why. Here in this answer, you need to explain. Okay, we're going to have a test on this girl. So you need to know this for the test. Explain. What does this show about him? So you have to explain. You have to explain he was not being practical. He did not have enough money to give him one sovereign, one gold pound. What does this show us about him? Besides the fact that he's impractical, he is not practical, he's impractical. What does this show us about him? What kind of person is he? A good person, a caring person, a giving person.
He's a good person.
Very good. He cares, he
Yeah,
gives,
caring person.
all that stuff. Good. Number 6, why did Huey blush as he left the artist studios? What does it mean if I blush? If I blush, what happens to my skin? If I blush, this would blush.
Pink.
It goes pink, it goes red.
Shine.
Usually, when do we blush? When do you blush?
When you feel shy.
Get shy.
Shy, embarrassed.
Annoying.
Maybe when you made a mistake. Maybe when you made a mistake.
Angry.
So the question, maybe when you're happy too. Happy, yeah, you're right. What happens at the very end? It says here at the end of the story, why does he blush? It says, the last line says, then Trevor arrived and Huey left. Okay, the artist came. The artist, his friend, did not see him give the money. Okay, so Trevor, the artist, came and Huey left the studio, the artist studio where the artist paints, blushing a little at what he had done. He spent the day with Laura and got a charming scolding for his extravagance and had to walk home afterwards. She gave him a charming scolding. Okay, first of all, scolding is when you say, no, no, no. Why did you do that?
Because
she says it in a charming way. Like she's sweet. Oh, she loves him. So she says, oh, Huey, you bad man. You bad man. Why did you do that? Was she really angry with him? No, because she loves him. So she says a charming scolding. She says it in a way which is really still cute because she loves him. So first of all, why did he blush? Blushing a little at what he had done. Why did he blush?
the old man said thank you to him, and he was blessed because of what he done.
What did he do? What did he do?
He gave the money to a poor guy,
Okay,
a poor old man.
which is good. So maybe he felt good about himself. Maybe he felt it was too much. He was too extravagant. Extravagance means doing too much. You're extravagant. Okay. So here the question is,
Mister, your internet is not.
my internet is not good. You don't hear me
Yes.
Oh, let me see here.
Yes.
Okay. Is that for everybody? Is for everybody's my internet not good? Or just for you?
Yes.
Is my internet, because for I don't see any signs that my internet is bad. Does anybody else hear it?
It's your internet.
My internet is not good?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, let's keep trying. Because I'm not somebody else. Okay, next question. Do you think Laura was really angry at Huey? Explain. Was she really angry?
Not that angry.
No. So how do you know she was not that angry? How do you know?
Because she spent the day with her.
Okay, because
With
she's
him. With him.
good. Good. She spent the day with him. And also why? How did she get angry with him? In what way? What word says it? How she got angry with him?
Extravagance.
Extravagance means doing too much. So she got angry at him because of his extravagance, because he gave too much money. But what other word shows that she's not angry? What other word in the end?
Take it alone.
Okay. Rachel, do you know the answer? What other word here shows that he was not that angry? Anybody see a word?
He was not that. I love you, Olivia. Okay.
Na voice mo on na.
Mister, you're in a mood.
Mute.
Ige muna gid ko ya.
Mute na ko ya. LLZ.
Okay, now do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. Let me go back to the story again. Okay.
No.
Okay, let's look at the book. Okay, so what word shows us that she was not that angry? I'm looking for another word in that last sentence here. What word shows that she's not that angry?
Charming.
Charming. Very good. Charming. Charming means nice, means sweet, means very.
Spend the day with Laura.
Yeah, so charming. So because she says she was angry, charming in a charming way. Okay, that's that answer there. Number 8, how did Huey get home from Laura's house? And why? How did he get home? Did he take
He
a
walked
taxi?
home
He walked home. Why? Why did he walk home?
because he gave his taxi cabs to the beggar.
Very good. He gave his money to the beggar, so he had no money for taxis to come home. Okay, now we're ready for part 2. Okay, so let's read part 2 of the story. Okay, I'm going to ask different girls to read too. Okay, so let me start. That night, Huey strolled into the Palette Club about 11 o'clock and found Trevor sitting by himself in the smoking room drinking wine. So, what does it mean to stroll? Does anybody know the word to stroll? What's to stroll? Strolling along. If you're strolling,
Going to.
yeah, it's like you're walking, casual, relaxed. Okay, and he sees his friend Trevor sitting he goes to a club. It's like a club for men, probably. And he sees his friend by himself smoking and drinking wine. Well, Alan, did you get the picture finished all right? He said as he lit his cigarette. Okay. Finished and framed, my boy, answered Trevor. Finished and framed. Who knows what a frame is? What is a frame? Anybody know what a frame is?
All done.
No, it's not well done. If you have a picture, the picture's in a frame. Picture's in a frame.
Yes, get it.
Misgeret. Here, I'll show you. Like I'm in a room. I'll show you. Here's a frame, right? Misgeret. You see this over here? That's the frame. That's a picture. And around the picture, you've got a frame. Okay, you see that? Frame. Misgeret. This is finished. It's finished. It's finished and framed, my boy, answered Trevor. And by the way, you have made a friend. That old model you saw is quite devoted to you. Oh, he's devoted to you. What does it mean, devoted? To be devoted to somebody?
Please.
I'm devoted to you. If somebody's devoted to you, that means that they want to help you. They care about you. They spend their time with you. They want to help. They're with you all the time, or they do things for you. They're devoted to you. I had to tell him all about you, who you are, where you live, and what your income is. What is your income? Anybody know the word here? Income, your income?
Salary.
Salary, okay. Because you need to know all these words for the test. So please, if there's a word you don't know, write it down on Cookieat or write it down in English. Another word, salary, how much money you make. My dear Alan, that's the name of his friend, the artist, cried Huey. I shall probably find him waiting for me when I go home. It's like, oh no, he's going to be waiting for me when I go home. But of course, you are only joking. You're not serious. You didn't really tell him where I live, did you? Poor old man. I wish I could do something for him. I think it is dreadful that anyone should be so miserable. What's dreadful? Do you know the word dreadful? Anybody here? Dreadful? What a dreadful day. What a dreadful thing to say. Dreadful means very, very bad. Noah. I think it is dreadful that anyone could be so miserable. And again, miserable means in Hebrew, umlal, like really sad and poor and wretched. I have got piles of old clothes at home. Do you think he would like any of them? Why, his rags were falling to bits. His rags were falling to bits. His clothes, if they were falling to bits, little pieces, his clothes were falling apart. But he looks splendid in them, said Trevor. I wouldn't paint him in a suit coat for anything. However, I'll tell him your offer. So his friend Trevor doesn't really care that he's that poor, but he says he looks like a great beggar. He looks splendid in them. What's this word splendid? Splendid. In other words, splendid. Splendid. Wonderful. Splendid. Splendid, my chap. Just wonderful. Okay. He looks wonderful in them, said Trevor. I would not paint him in a suit coat for anything. I don't want to see him in a suit and a nice jacket with a tie. No. I want to see him with clothes that are falling apart. I wanted a beggar. However, I'll tell him your offer. Okay. What is his offer? What is Huey's offer?
Clothes.
Clothes. Good. Alan, said Huey seriously, you painters are heartless. What does that mean, heartless? Heartless. You're heartless. What's less at the end of the word? Less.
Cruel.
If you're homeless, that means you have no
Home. No home.
No heart.
If you're friendless, you
Cruel,
have no friend. You're
unkind,
moneyless, you have no money.
money.
If you're heartless, I heard somebody say it. Good, you have no heart. And here they
No
are, they're
heart.
talking. This is very English in the 19th century. They're talking in a men's club, drinking and smoking. So he says, God, you painters, all you care about is your art, the painting, the picture. You don't care about the real thing, about the suffering of the people. An artist's business is to show the world as we see it. not to change it. Because I'm an artist. I'm not a social activist. I'm not trying to help the poor people. I just want to show the world as it is. I don't judge. But also he doesn't feel anything either, replied Trevor. And now tell me how Laura is. Remember, Laura's his fiance, his girlfriend. He wants to marry her. The old model was quite interested in her. The model also wanted to know about his fiance, the girl. You don't mean to say you talked to him about her, said Hui. You didn't talk about my girlfriend, did you? My fiance. Certainly I did. He knows all about the cold-hearted colonel, the lovely Laura, and the 10,000. So remember that the colonel is the man. He says, my internet is bad. Do you hear me now? Now you can hear me. Good. So he says he knows all about the cold-hearted colonel. Remember, the colonel is this man taking care of him. He says, and remember what the lovely Laura and the 10,000. What's the 10,000? Who remembers what the 10,000 pounds is? Who remembers what that is? Remember the 10,000? What's that about? Gesundheit. Abriut. Abriut. What's the 10,000 pounds? What is that about? Anybody remember?
If he doesn't have a 10,000 pounds, he could not marry the colonel daughter.
Good. You told that old beggar all my private affairs? What's my affairs? What are your affairs? Private affairs.
Private things.
Private things, private business, private. Cried Huey, looking very red and angry. In other words, what was he doing again? Begins with a B. He was, what we just learned? He was somek. He's turning red. How do you say that in English? He was, remember, blushing. He was blushing. He was turning red, but now with anger. My dear boy, said Trevor, smiling, that old beggar, as you call him, is one of the richest men in Europe. What? He's actually a rich man? He could buy all London tomorrow. Yeah, that's how rich he is. He has a house in every capital. Every capital means in London, Paris, Bucharest, Berlin, Rome. He has a house, and he dines off gold plate. He eats his dinner from a plate made out of gold. And he can prevent Russia going to war when he chooses. What? He's also a politician and stop Russia from going to war. What on earth do you mean? Exclaimed Trevor. What do you mean? The old man you saw today in the studio, said Trevor, was Baron Hausberg. He was a baron, a rich baron, like a baron, somebody part of the king's family. He is a great friend of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He buys all my pictures and that sort of thing, and gave me a job a month ago to paint him as a beggar. Yeah, he gave me a job to paint him as a beggar. A millionaire's fantasy. He's a millionaire. He's £1 million, millions of pounds. But he wanted to pretend that he was poor because that was one thing he couldn't be, only in art. And I must say, he made a magnificent figure in his rags. Wow, he was, even though he's not poor, but he looked magnificent, wonderful in his rags. And perhaps I should say, in my rags, they are an old suit I got in Spain. So in fact, the clothing was whose? It was this man's here. It was the artist. Okay, this is Huey on the left, and this is the artist on the right. He was wearing one of my old clothes. Baron Hausberg, cried Huey. Good heavens. Hashem Yishmor, good heavens. I gave him a sovereign. I gave him £1. And he sank into an armchair in dismay. Now, what's this word, dismay? That's a higher word. What does that mean? I'm in dismay. Anybody know that word? Can you imagine what it means? Dismay. I'm in dismay.
Surprise.
Yeah.
No.
What is that like to be in dismay?
I
Anybody, can you
don't.
imagine?
Shock.
Yeah.
Shock.
Shock and sad, like just like really desperate. Gave him a sovereign, shouted Trevor, and he burst into a roar of laughter. A roar of laughter. What's a roar? What's a roar? That word roar. Who roars?
Lion.
The lion roars. He's like, ah! It's his personification. He's like roaring like a lion. I think you might have told me, Alan. Why didn't you tell me? Said Huey angrily, and not have let me make such a fool of myself. Made me into a fool. Well, to begin with, Huey, said Trevor, it never entered my mind that you would give out charity in such a careless way. Okay, what's charity? Who doesn't know charity? What's charity?
A free stuff.
What?
Giving out a free
Giving
stuff.
money, yeah, giving money to poor people. Tzedakah, we see in Hebrew. In such a here's careless way. Here again, we see the word less at the end of the word.
Mm-hmm.
And what's care is caring about somebody, ichpatiyut or
No care.
so yeah, careless way, like a way that giving out your money, not even thinking about it. Besides, the fact is that I didn't know whether Hausberg would like his name mentioned. Okay, the word weather is part of one of our words I learned for the vocabulary. Not in this, we have to go back to the vocabulary today. I didn't know whether Hausberg would like his name mentioned. What does it mean? I didn't know whether he would like that. Nobody knows? Okay, whether means here if. He didn't know if he would like his name mentioned. Okay. What an idiot he must think me, said Huey. Not at all. He was in the best mood after you left him. He didn't think you were stupid. He was in a good mood. Kept chuckling to himself and rubbing his old wrinkled hands. What does it mean to be chuckling? Anybody know the word chuckling? Chuckling? How's it chuckling?
Yes.
What is chuckling?
Smiling. Laughing.
Not yet. It's a laugh. It's a low laugh. It's a chuckle. It's not like a ha ha ha. That's not a chuckle. That's a big laugh. Chuckle's a little contained laugh. He kept chuckling to himself and rubbing his wrinkled old hands. He's rubbing his hands, right? I couldn't understand why he was so interested to know all about you, but I see it all now.
Mm-hmm.
Now he understands, because remember, Trevor did not see Huey give the money. I am an unlucky fool, growled Huey. Growled, like a dog. I'm stupid, I'm an unlucky fool. The best thing I can do is to go to bed. And my dear Alan, you mustn't tell anyone. I wouldn't dare show my face in the street. I don't want to show anybody how silly I was. Nonsense. Shtuyot, nonsense. That doesn't make sense. It reflects your philanthropic spirit, Huey. This is an important word, a philanthropic spirit. I'm going to put this on, somebody who gives money to other people and cares about public works is called a philanthropist. A Hebrew, English, philanthropist. Okay, and if you give money to people, you're doing what we call philanthropy. Okay, this word is made out of two words from work. The word phil means love. Okay, like the word philosophy. Heard the word philosophy before? You know philosophy? Philosophy means Phil is love, and Sophie means wisdom. Wisdom. You know what wisdom is? What's wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom, or you could say Sophie like this, wisdom. So philosophy means love of wisdom. Okay. So what does, okay, so that's Phil is love, and Sophie means wisdom. Wisdom. So here we have this word philanthropy. So Phil means love. What does anthropy mean? Anybody know the word anthro? Phil means love. And anthro means what? Man, or human beings. Okay? Human beings. So philanthropy means what? Loving people.
Man.
If you are a philanthropist, you love anthro, people. Ist is who as a person, like a Zionist, capitalist, communist. So he says this guy's a philanthropist. He's a it's hard to say it. Philanthropist. So he says, nonsense, you're not stupid. It reflects, it shows your philanthropic spirit. Your philanthropic spirit, Huey. And don't run away. Have another cigarette and you can talk about Laura as much as you like. Don't run away. Don't be embarrassed. Okay? However, Huey would not say, he wouldn't stay. He didn't want to stay. He walked home feeling very unhappy and leaving Alan in fits of laughter. Okay, just go away. You're so funny. He thinks he's the funniest guy in the world. You were almost finished. I think you have a hafsaka. I think you have a hafsaka. Move into class. Let's just finish the paragraph. The next morning, as he was at breakfast, the servant brought him up a card on which was written, Monsieur Gustave Nodin, for Monsieur, this is in French, Le Baron Hosberg. Okay, so he gets a card, an invitation the next day. I suppose he has come for an apology, said Huey to himself, and he told the servant to show the visitor up. So who came to visit him the next day at his house? The next day the Baron comes, okay, for a visit. He goes, you have a hafsaka now. Okay, so
Mr. When is our next class?
in 15 minutes, okay?
Wow.
So take a hafsaka and then we'll finish the class in 15 minutes. We'll come back at 12. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, girls, I'll see you later.
Không phải. Cái lên hai thì sao?
Beautiful.
Bảo tao ngồi mình trả cái giờ bè.
Oh, did you hear me all this time? You could not hear me? Hello, everybody. Are you there? Hello?
Yes, we are here.
Could you, I don't think you could hear me. Could you hear me before?
No, before we doesn't hear you.
I'm sorry.
didn't hear
Oh, I made a mistake. I forgot to take it off mute. Excuse me. Okay, so I just showed you that now you have a second assignment. A second assignment, okay? Let me see if everybody came back to class now. Let me see who's here. Second hour. Let me see who's here now. Okay, Devorah, you're here? Yes. Yocheved, are you here? Yes.
Yeah.
Shira, are you here? Shira? Yes.
Wait, Sira.
You Udit Singh Song, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. How about Rachel Singh Song? Rachel? You here? No. Didn't come back. Okay, what about Shira Singh Song? You here? Yes.
Yes, I'm
Tamar
here.
Samte? Tamar Samte? Yes. How about Ruth Hauki? No. How about Moria?
No.
Moria is not here. No.
No.
Okay. And how about Batya? Did Batya come back? No. Somebody write Batya a WhatsApp to her to come back to class. And Rivka also is not here. Okay.
Mister,
Yes.
for Rivka, her internet has a problem, so she could not join us.
Okay, thank you for telling me that. Okay. Rivka, problem, internet. I'm writing it down. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's go back to this class. All right. So this is a homework okay. What impression did Huey make on the old beggar? What impression did he make on the old beggar? What can you say?
He
What
was
did the beggar think of him?
what interesting.
Did he like him? Did he think he was stupid? Did he think he was a good person? Was he interested in him?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, right. He was very interested in him. He thought it was. He really made a good impression on him. A good impression. Okay.
Yeah.
How did Huey offer to help the old beggar? What was Trevor's reaction? What did he want? Besides the money. Besides the money, what did Huey offer?
He gave him money.
No, but then he said something else. He offered something else in part 2. What did he offer him in part 2?
Part 2 से.
What?
Thôi.
Remember, he offered something else here. Remember what it said here?
Charity.
What did he offer him? What did he think of offering him? He says, poor old man, I wish I could do something for him. I think it is dreadful that anyone should be so miserable. I have got piles of old clothes at home. Do you think he would like any of them? Why, his rags are falling to bits. So what's the answer here? What
Can't take that.
did Huey offer to help the old beggar? What did he offer him?
Dress.
Clothing, yeah,
Clothing.
clothes. What was Trevor's reaction? What was Trevor's reaction? What was his reaction?
He burst into a roar of laughter.
Yeah, he burst into a roar of laughter. Very good.
Roar of
Okay.
laughter.
He thought it was very funny. Why did Huey become angry at Trevor? Why was Huey angry at him?
What?
Remember Huey got angry?
Because
Yes.
because he told his private, how like it is private.
Yeah, because he told his friend private things. He told things about his life, his private affairs that he should not have shared. That was not, he thought, why, you have no right to share those things with somebody else, right? Mhm.
Yeah.
4, how did Trevor explain the fact that Barron was posing as a beggar? Remember, why was he posing as a beggar? Why would a rich man pose as a beggar? Why? Why would he act like Mhm.
Because he want a picture.
Because he wanted a picture? Maybe. Let's look at the text again. I think that's not the best reason.
Yeah.
He says here in this section, a millionaire's fantasy. Why was it a fantasy? Let's read this, what it says here in this section here, okay? He says, that old man you saw today was Baron Hausberg. He is a great friend of mine, buys all my pictures and that sort of thing. And he gave me a job to paint him as a beggar, a millionaire's fantasy. I must say he made a magnificent figure. Why would a millionaire want to be dressed as a beggar? Why? Anybody have an idea why? Why? Well, first of all, why did Trigger, how did he explain it? He says, because it was his fantasy. Why would it be a fantasy for a millionaire to be like a beggar? Why is that his fantasy? His dream, in a way, to do that for a little while. Well, I told you it is the one thing. Yes,
money.
to make some money. He wanted to make some money. Didn't want to make some money.
No, to find a person. To find a good person.
To find a good person. Oh, that's nice. That's good thinking. But he didn't know that Huey was going to be a good person when he signed up to be the model for the painting. Okay, the model millionaire. This story is playing.
You want more money, maybe? Yes.
No, he doesn't want more money. He can buy all the paintings he wants. He doesn't need more money. He doesn't need more money. So why would he do this?
Because he's a rich.
Because what?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well, think about it. If you're a millionaire, the one thing you cannot be is poor.
Because he has.
Mhm. If you're a
Maybe
millionaire,
because he is, if he beg for the money, he can do it for. Cowboy.
well, he's not begging for money. He's not begging for money. Huey thought he was begging for money, so he gave him money.
We wanted to know the experience.
Ah, who said that? Who said that? Who's that?
Whoa.
Who said he wanted another
You
experience?
You have it.
You'll have it. Yes.
You have it.
Yes. Yes, that's a good answer. He wanted to know the experience. Girls, don't speak.
Yeah.
Stop speaking in Kukit. Please, it's not nice. I don't
Who
understand.
will know the voice of the monkey.
What?
Nothing.
He did that because he wanted to make, we wanted to have a new experience, something he could not experience. That's the one thing he could not do, is to be a beggar, because he's too rich to be a beggar. So that's why he did it, yeah. And also, yeah. Was the Baron angry at Huey for giving him money? How did Trevor describe the Baron's reaction? First, was the Baron angry? Was he
No.
angry? No, he was not angry.
No.
Okay. And how did Trevor explain the Baron's reaction?
Mm,
Let's look at the story again. Oh, what did I just do? I made a mistake. No. Okay. How did he explain his reaction? Okay, not at all.
was-
Because he was in the best mood after you left. He kept chuckling to himself and rubbing his wrinkled hands together. I couldn't understand why he was so interested to know all about you, but I see it all now. Ah, he understands it now. His friend, the artist, understands it. I see it all now. Why did Trevor, the artist, explain why he was so happy? The man was happy. The beggar, who was really the millionaire, was very happy. He says, now I see it all now. What does he see now? What does he understand now? I see it
Poor
all.
baker.
Why does he understand why the man was happy? Why was the millionaire happy? The Baron. Mhm. Well, first, remember that when the Baron received them, that when Huey gave the money, Huey did not know he was a millionaire. He was just doing
Yeah.
tzedakah. All right. And
Yes.
the Baron thought it was so funny while he's giving me money, but he didn't tell the joke. It's a joke, really. It's a joke. He didn't tell him the truth. He kept his costume, but he was laughing. And he was laughing, the millionaire, the Baron, because he saw this man was a good man. Okay. And so now remember that his friend was not there when he gave the tzedakah, but now he understands. Now he understands why the Baron was so happy, because Huey gave him the money, which he didn't need to give. It was just, something that showed that he was a good person. How did Huey feel about what he had done, and why? How did Huey feel? Was Huey proud of, like, oh, I'm such a good man? Did he think he was proud of himself?
No.
No, his reaction was different. Remember? Huey was like,
Yeah.
he was very embarrassed. It's like, oh, I'm such a fool. I'm so stupid. Okay. And 7, why did Huey think the Baron had sent a servant to see him? Remember, at the very end, the Baron sends a servant. And so what does he think? Why does he think the servant was sent to his house?
And it was, yes, come for you.
What does it say? For what?
Mister.
Come for
Yes,
Mister.
yes.
Deborah says she didn't hear your voice.
You can't hear my voice? Okay, it's okay. The last question was, why did Huey think the Baron had sent a servant to see him? Why does he send a servant to see him at the end? Why? What does it say at the very end? Remember, the next morning as he was at breakfast, the servant brought him a card on which was written, Monsieur Gustave Nodin for Monsieur le Baron Haussberg.
for an apology.
What is an apology? When you make an apology, what do you do?
Sorry. To
You
say
say I'm sorry. You say I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so girls, please, this is and just let me ask you a question. Do you agree with Huey? What other reasons could the Baron have for sending a servant? Do you think that he was asking for an apology?
No.
Excuse me?
No.
Yes or no? No, he was not. No, he was not. So, but we're going to find out next time, okay? Before we do that, tomorrow we have a quiz.
Mr. Tomorrow. Tomorrow tomorrow we have class.
Tomorrow we have a class. And
Holiday long.
after lunch,
Budayam.
and you have a quiz on these words.
More
We
than
finished this list. We finished this list. Yeah, we finished this list, and tomorrow you have a quiz on these words. Okay. We have 2 more words to go. The very, very end. Okay. Okay. Let's do the last. I think we even learned these words, but let's go over them. And tomorrow you have a quiz on them. I hope you've been practicing. You've been practicing and studying the words. So tomorrow you have a quiz. We're going to do it on Google Forms. You're going to do it on the computer. Okay. So here are the words. The last 2 words. Remember, infection. Infection.
Was infected with the disease.
To infect. He was infected with the disease. He was infected with the disease.
And ethnicity.
He got an infection in his leg. Okay. To receive a disease, an infection. Okay. And then we have a head start. What's a head start? He got a head start on everyone, and that is why he finished last. What's a head start?
Starting
In
from
the beginning.
Yeah, when you begin before everyone else, there's a head start. To begin before everyone else. Okay. What's it to recover? Recovery. He recovered from the disease quickly. What's to recover? To recover.
recoverable.
Get
Recover.
better.
Get better. Get better. Okay. Let's go over all the words. Okay. So we have a tomorrow. Tomorrow you have a quiz on these words.
Class.
Tomorrow. You need to learn these words. We did them. Let's go from the beginning of the list. Transformation, to transform. The princess kissed the frog and the frog transformed into a prince. What's that?
Transform. Transformation. Change.
Change.
To become something else.
Something else.
Okay.
Pahama said so. Idihan
To
low.
originate. Where does that song originate? Originate.
Come from.
Where does it to begin?
Come
To
come
begin
from?
art come from.
Original. Wow, that's an original song. What is the origin of
Unique.
that? Or origin, McCall. What is that?
Real.
Unique.
McCoy or McCall? I mean,
Unique.
different, unique. The source of something.
Unique. The source of something unique.
The beginning. To be able. What's to be able? Are you able to do your
Can.
homework?
Can do.
Can do. Can. Good.
And
Approachable. Approach. My teacher is approachable. It is easy to talk with her. How do you want to approach the problem? His approach to the problem was original. It's to approach or approachable.
easy.
Close to.
Easy to come to close to.
Close
Come close to come close to, the way of entering something. To improve. What's to improve?
To get better.
better.
To get better. Le chapelle.
You don't need more
To prove. To prove that he didn't lie.
to show.
So.
Show it is
Teacher.
true. Good. Show it is true. Okay, to show that it is true.
So that is
Invest. He invested a great deal of time in studying history. What's to invest?
encouraging. Oh, to start.
Lashkia.
put
Put
energy.
energy
To put energy
or money into something. Okay, to reinforce. I want to reinforce my English schools.
Improve.
Regret.
Improve, make stronger.
Ma-
Good.
To improve.
Improve, make stronger. Eager. The students were eager to have a break. What's eager?
Wanting.
Wanting to, enthusiastic.
Wanting
Good.
to.
Waiting to. Okay.
Theory. I have a theory of why the moon becomes larger. What's a theory?
Idea.
Idea.
Theory of love.
Theory of love.
Good. Variety or various. I like a variety of food. There are various foods that I like.
All
There
kinds.
are many
Kinds
All
of.
kinds
all
of,
kinds
and a
of
variety is a selection.
variety of things.
To vary. Our opinions vary.
Easy.
Remember, to be
Different.
different. Various
To
to
be
be different.
different.
Isolation, isolate. Because he was exposed to COVID, he needed to go into isolation. He isolated himself.
Did
To be alone, to separate yourself, to
Separate.
be alone.
Quarantine.
Sharp.
Quarantine.
Bidut na.
Quarantine, good. Intend, intention. What do you intend to do?
I intend to dance.
Means
Mean to, good.
Yeah.
Production,
Intend to
produce. The movie Producer produced a wonderful production.
Create. No, create.
It's to create, to manufacture,
create.
creation. Good.
create.
Booked.
Come
I
on.
booked a reservation on the plane or at the restaurant.
Reserve.
Order.
Reserve.
Reserve.
Okay. To promote or promotion. My father was just promoted at his job. Well,
I
now
promote you from your job.
to advancement.
Advancement.
To advancement. Okay, liquid. When you freeze a liquid, it transforms into ice.
Solid liquid gas.
There's a mistake here. I have to add the S.
When you freeze it, it's transformed into
Milk.
solid.
Next,
Milk.
inedible. Rocks are inedible.
Yeah.
Not able. Not
Liquid.
able to.
Not able to eat.
Not
Not
able. Not able to eat.
Not able to eat is
Able to
inedible. Edible means you can eat it.
Unable.
Necessity. Getting plenty of rest is a necessity.
Sense.
necessary.
Something you need. Something that is essential. Something that
essential.
must be done. Something you must
Something
do.
that must be done. Something that
Must
must be
do.
done.
Necessity. Pollute. Pollution. Throwing plastic wrappers on the ground is a type of pollution. What's pollution?
Harmful.
Okay, putting
Putting
harmful material in the
harmful
environment.
That is
Making the world dirty. Making the world
dirty.
pointless. Okay. Had better. You had better study. What's had better? You had better do this.
You need to study tonight.
Need to. Must.
Must
Okay.
need to.
Okay.
Okay.
It's up to you. It's up to you to take your studies seriously. It's up to you.
It's for you.
Depends.
For
It
you.
depends on
It
you. It
depends
depends
on
on you. Okay. As a result,
As a result of the lockdown, our
as a
test
result of the lockdown, our test was canceled. Consequently, or as a consequence. Restriction, to restrict. During the lockdown, weddings are restricted to 20 guests. The government put a restriction on how many people can be in one car. 3 people per car.
Rule.
Restrict.
Order.
Limit.
Order. Rule.
Limit.
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 I saw.
Consequence. Consequently, you have to think of the consequences of your actions. She didn't study. Consequently, she failed the test. It's a consequence.
Accidentally.
No. The consequence. What happens next?
Result.
Result.
Ah,
Result.
Well,
Result. As a result is consequently.
as a result.
To solve the solution. They are solving the math problems. The solution was difficult
More difficult.
Answer.
to find out the answer.
Find out the answer.
Answer.
Engineering. I want to study engineering at the university.
In the university.
Boot.
Builders.
A person who
A
designs,
person
builds, or maintains
builds. Probably what?
public.
My engineer.
I want to
Infection,
forever.
infect.
My
He was
first.
infected with the disease.
The disease. He got
Remember?
infected.
You
Yes.
get sick.
Disease.
There's
A head start. You got a head start on everyone else.
It's begin.
Begin before.
Before.
And finally, recovery. He recovered from the illness quickly.
From the disease.
Gets better.
To get better. I'm
Better.
going to change a few things here. There's a little mistake that I saw. Hold on, so we'll play a little game in a second, okay?
Frase di Guillermo.
Pesan ba di taso?
Watching Twitter.
Hmm?
Wait, now.
Something.
No ano hoy now po. Ikabalo.
Ra Waikiki rồi khát tiết tới kilo đan hình tiếp đi mà ở xe thôi nó to. Lâu thêm
Good
Japan
translation. Nice.
Kilo tin
Japan
the
kiểu
point.
ni
Hindi
thằng
siya
gái
ma. Ibang ano mga
The
season
class
ko
right
lang
now.
na besan.
Move back a little bit.
Non-related.
one ka
I'm
vậy.
teaching right now, but I'll be back in about 20 minutes, okay? Okay, let's play a game.
Okay.
Play a game, okay? Okay,
Ngay da.
so
Tapin
you're
sa
at
wala.
the top. Let's play match. Okay, match. Okay, who can play? Let's go. Which, here we have approachable. Where's that?
Approachable. Approachable.
Easy to come.
Easy, yeah, good. Easy to come close to, good. Okay, try about inedible. Where's inedible?
Inedible. Inedible to
Not able to eat.
and not able to.
Good. Inedible is
Not able to eat. Outside. Outside. Mr. Indulger. Yeah.
Very good.
Theory
Yeah.
idea.
Need to. Need to. The deep. Need to.
You had better?
Had better.
Had better. You had better. Need to study.
Quay độ gì ra?
Okay, a
Theory,
theory.
idea.
Where's a theory?
Idea.
Idea. Good. Isolate. Isolation.
To separate from others.
Separate from others. Good. Okay. To prove.
Last.
Proof.
To show that it is true.
Okay. Okay. Let's try
78
again and
minutes.
another one. Okay, let's go. Pollution. To pollute.
Putting harmful matters on.
Không vọng được class vọng mà.
Putting harmful matters in the environment.
Good. Putting harmful materials in the environment. Okay, how about intention, intend? What do you intend to do?
To mean to.
To mean to, good. Okay, how
Be
about
different.
to vary? Our opinions vary.
To.
Wanting to.
To separate from others.
No,
Wanting to.
no,
Okay.
this one.
To be different.
Be different. Your chona. To be different. Opinions are different.
Create.
Vary means to be different. From
Quay
the
ước
word
rồi còn
community.
To be different.
Yeah, how about
No.
produce, production? Which one's that?
produce.
Mhm.
To create.
To create, to
Okay,
manufacture.
good. Okay, this is a hard list. This is a hard list. The next list will be
Isolation. To
easy.
spread. To
Easy.
separate.
What's that?
Why not we
Isolation.
play
Separate.
from our
Wanting to.
phone?
One more. That's it.
79.0.
One more list. that's
Mister,
it. Yeah.
To become
let's
something
play
else.
from our phone
You can play for your phone. I can't do any more.
like last time.
I can't do that because we're not in the classroom. I can't do it without the classroom. I don't think so. I can try. Want to try? Let's see if it works. Let's try.
Yes.
Okay, I don't
I
know.
have.
I don't know if it'll work. But you need to be together. No, it doesn't work. You need to be next to each other. You can never do that. You need to help each other, so it won't ever work. No, sorry, it can't work.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
play it.
Let's just do this one more time. And that's it. Okay. Start the game. Okay. To
To
be,
be able.
how about, where's this? Booked.
Reserve.
Good. Okay. It depends on you. Depends on you.
Depends.
It's
Up
up to
to-
you.
It's up to
It's
you.
up
It's
to
up to you. Yeah, sorry. Eagerly.
That's
Eagerly.
Wanting,
Wanting.
wanting to.
Wanting.
Good.
Wanting
A head start. Get a head start.
to begin. To begin
To begin.
before everyone
To
else.
be able.
Can.
Can.
Can. Okay, and originate original.
Last.
Different.
Okay.
45.3.
Okay, let me show you what I'm going to do tomorrow.
45
You're
minutes.
taking a quiz, and I'll show you what I'm going to do right now, how I'm going to make it, okay?
Mister, tomorrow test, how will we do it?
I'll show you right now. You're going to do it on Google Forms like this. Watch.
Zina classroom lo mga bodo na.
I'm going to make you a,
Kaya talaw to mama man. Kasi
over here, I go to Google Forms. Where is it here? Actually, I have a quiz already for you. Let me just do Google.
slide.
I'm going to make a slide. I have
Slide
a drive. I've got a quiz ready. And
Google.
Bnot is Model Millionaires Part 2. Get it.
Kakanda tayo.
Stop done.
yeah, this will work. Okay, see, this is going to look like this, but I'm going to call this quiz. For you, it's going to be called quiz 2. Quiz 2, okay? Okay,
Great.
10th grade. Bnot Menashe.
Many portals.
And here you write down your name. Okay, so you just call your name is you write down your name here. You just your name is whatever. You can see Hila, Sing Song, whatever it is. And then I'm making up a name.
no.
It could be my
Yeah.
son, okay? And then you write down here. I'm gonna say 5 words and a bonus word. The bonus word is gonna come from list. The last word we did, the list number 1.
Mister, we're going to do that ourselves.
Yeah. I'm gonna trust you. Don't look at the words. I'm trusting you to be honest and not look at you're the Quizlet. Study the words beforehand. And I'm gonna say to you like 5 words. Let's say like a word, like I'll say, it depends. I said it depends on, and you need to write the word. Maybe I'll write the word booked. You write the word booked. Then you need to write it means what? It means reserved.
Reserve.
And then you need to write a sentence. You need to write a sentence. Just like, you write down
Mister, can you give us a word and we will answer a
I'm going to
question?
give you 5 words. 6, 1 word is
Okay.
bonus. And you need to write a sentence like, my parents reserved a place on the plane. Okay, Bnotos. Or
Ihupo mga bolo, no?
a seat
Don't think so.
in the on the sort of seat on the train. You need to make a sentence. You need the second one. I write down a word like what's another word for the list? As a result. As a result. And you write,
Mister,
yeah,
you will say it and we will buy it.
right.
Like
Yes. I'll
last
say the
time.
words. I'll say the words and then you do it by yourself. And the next one, like maybe I'll say the word, I don't know. What's another word on the list? I can't remember anymore. Like the word.
Bitaw.
How about to recover? Like I say the word to recover, right? Okay. Oh no, what happened?
Get better.
To recover, let me see, original, to be able, to prove, invest, eager, theory, isolate. Okay, where's that? What happened to it? I lost it. Where's that thing? I hear this. Okay, so maybe I'll say the word, to recover, to recover. And I'll say the word here, and you'll say to isolate. I'll say this, the word is,
Iceland.
isolate, or isolation. You can do either one. And then the next one will be, Eager.
It's up to you.
Okay, it's up to you. You don't know which ones I'm going to say. Maybe the bonus will be something else. Okay, from list number 1. So you have to remember the first list we did. And look at the word there. Maybe here I'll give you the word, transform. Oh, that's from this word list. Okay, but now when you do the test, if you spell the word wrong, like eager, I said EAGEAR. That's a mistake. So you lose 2 points. Okay. But this is nice because if you write it, it's going to tell you what's wrong. You're getting help here because if you write down eager wrong, it's going to be red. See, it's red now.
Oh.
Now it's red. Okay. So you're going to write down like eager.
Saya
And then you need to write the
lawan
sentence.
mohon tu.
Okay.
Lihat dong, anak kecil jengkang.
And then you need to write down the sentence, whatever it is. Okay. I mean, then I give you time. So as a result, for example, you write down, consequently.
RES.
Consequently. And you say, and then you understand.
Cukup quiz that
As
eyeball,
a
don't
result of the rain, I got wet. You can write any sentence you write, but they recover. Remember what's to recover?
To get better.
Get better. And so you write a sentence.
Apa nak saya tahu?
She was sick, but now she recovered. Okay. And maybe for isolation, what's isolation? Isolation is, to be alone. Okay. Or separate. Again, you could say, we are in isolation.
Spelling kasi nga.
Power.
Isolation because of the coronavirus. Okay. Okay, if I say eager, what's eager? Who remembers what's eager? Remember?
wanting to.
Wanting to, okay. Or you could say enthusiastic. And give me who can think of a sentence? What's a sentence for eager? I am
Eagerly.
okay, you could say eagerly too. I eagerly
Wanted.
oops. I eagerly helped my mother. Okay. Or you could say I am eager to succeed. Okay, whatever you want. All right, girls?
I am eagerly to go start.
Okay, good. So that's how the test is gonna look tomorrow, okay? You don't know what words I'm gonna choose, obviously. Okay, you don't know the words I'm gonna choose. But that's what the test is gonna look like, all right? Okay, girls, so Bahatzlacha, and don't forget also the questions from the story, okay? You need to do the questions from the story. Where is it?
Nga na yan na sa saya.
1 to 7. 1 to 7. Okay? All right, girls. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Pavel.
Yes, how are you?
fine, ברוך השם. שנה
Everything
הבאה,
good?
מי המורה שלנו לאנגלית או המורה?
מי המורה שלכם לאנגלית?
לא, שנה הבאה, כן.
שנה הבאה אין לי שום מושג. אני חשבתי אני אשמח להמשיך איתם, אני אוהב את הקבוצה הזאת. אבל רגע. למה? אתם שמעתם על משהו שרוצים לחלק את הכיתה? שמעתם דבר כזה?
לא, סתם שם, זה כאילו.
כן. לא, אם אתם רוצים להמשיך איתי, אני אשמח להמשיך איתם, אתם מקסימות.
אנחנו רוצות, אבל כאילו.
אז יאללה. היום, מה אנחנו עושים? רגע, תן לי להסתכל משהו כאן. Today we're just going to do some practice, I think. Page 60. Page 60 about. רגע. I thought I had more time before this class. I'm sorry that I'm not quite ready to deal with you girls. What am I thinking? One second. Simple. Actually, isn't perfect. Dino Dikduk Kadash. Azil, technically friends. Okay. התחלתם את השיעורי בית? בנות? עדיין לא הספקתם? אוקיי, אז היום אין בלי שיעורי בית. אבל, הילה נוימן הגיע.
לא היה צריך להגיש אותם היום, נכון?
לא. עד שבוע הבא.
מתי צריך להגיש?
עד יום ראשון הבא. יום ראשון, יום שני.
זה לא היה גם עמוד 49, אבל נכון? רק 51.
כן, רק 51. Okay? All right, so today we're going to do a little bit of vocabulary practice together. We're just going to do this together, okay? And no homework, let's just practice words today. Let's also look at the Rishima Arba. Look at those words there too. Let's see who's here. Yeah. How are you? What?
כבר קראת את השמות?
No.
אוקיי.
אתם רואות את זה במסך. Okay. Okay, so first of all, before I even begin, you should know all these words now that we did before, okay? תסתכלו ברשימה כאן ותגידו לי, בזמן שאני קורא שמות, אם יש מילה שאת לא יודעת. תחשוב על זה, אם יש משהו if there's a word you don't know, תחשבו על זה, וזה בתוך, אני בחוברת שלהם, אם יש לכם את החוברת, בעמוד 47, אוקיי? ותסתכלו ברשימה, אתם אמורות לדעת כל המילים האלו כאן, כדי לעשות את התרגילים הראשונים.
מיסטר, אתה יודע, חשבתי על משהו שאולי תעשה לנו את ההכתבות על מילים מהספר. כאילו נגיד עכשיו אמרנו את המילים האלה בפרק הזה?
כן.
אז כאילו תעשה על זה הכתבות.
חלק מהמילים כן באים מהספר. חלק כן באים מהספר. אוקיי? אבל I do, sorry, that's how I do it. Okay, let me see who's here.
מתי ההכתבה?
מתי ההכתבה?
יש עוד זמן כאילו? או שזה...
אנחנו ברשימה 4 במילה 21, נכון? אז יהיה אולי בסוף השבוע הבא. תתכוננו כבר, נו, תתכוננו.
כן.
Okay, הילה, איבגי, you here?
אני פה.
יופי. הילה, רות?
כאן.
Okay, תפארת?
I'm here.
You're here. Talia Horan? Absent?
כאן, אני כאן.
Fast, so I don't know kishkush here. Okay, Carmel Bach? Absent?
מיסטר,
Okay, Carmel Bach, I see you. Okay. Ziv?
כאן, אני פה. כאן.
Okay, Moria Kahana, you're here, I see you. Noga Levy, you're here.
אני פה.
I see you. Shira Madmon.
פה.
Okay.
כאן.
Agam Moore. You here? No. Okay, Shira Madmon.
אני פה, מיסטר, אמרתי לך.
Okay, sorry. What am I saying? Adi Moshe. Adi? Absent. Okay. Gila Neumann, I see her here. Gila, nice to see you. Okay, Horea Sanders. Absent. Anna L.
מיסטר, דילגת עליי.
1 second, Yael Feldborn. Yael, you here? No. Okay. Nava Tsarfati. Nava, absent. Tal Kantman. Tal. Okay. Techela Tsarfati. Okay. Talia Mazuz.
Oh,
And I see Rivka Allen is also here. Okay, wonderful.
מיסטר, דילגת עליי. מיסטר,
Who is that? Who?
מאיה.
Who? What's your name?
Yamalai.
What's your name?
מאיה.
Maya? Okay. Okay, sorry, Maya, you're right. But
גם
you-
לבונה.
Navona, I also skipped you, I'm sorry, but I didn't mark you absent. Okay. All right. So, יש לכם כבר שיעורי בית.
מיסטר, עדי ביקשה שתאשר אותה.
Who's that? הנה מישהו, לא רשום לי מישהו לאשר כאן. רגע, waiting room. What was that? רושה, עדי רושה, בסדר, שאלתי אותה. Okay, so you should know these words, remember? מבחינתי, המילה הכי חשובה כאן זה ממש be likely to. מה זה be likely to? מילה 27, אתם זוכרות את המילה הזה?
אמור להיות סביר.
אמור לה, יפה. וכל אחר זה הם יחסית קלים. מה זה recently? 14? Recently?
לאחרונה.
לאחרונה. Good. So today we're just going to do a little book. Today we're going to work on vocabulary. And so let's try to do some stuff. Just practicing today. There's no homework, so let's just work together a little bit. And I don't have anything beyond that prepared for you.
אתה יכול להזיז את איפה שכתוב פתק, סימון, קישור.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Let's try to do some of the stuff together. Okay. You gotta match the words together. And all these words are from your homework, from the text we read upon Technically Friends. Do you prefer? What's to prefer?
עדיף.
And they can be chicken or meat. Okay. Who can do the next one? John became very emotional. What's emotional?
הוא נהיה מאוד רגשני כזה.
I want English. Okay. הוא נהיה מאוד רגשני.
When he said goodbye to his friends.
Good. When he said goodbye to his friends. Excellent. D. Okay. 3. J.K. Rowling's most recent book is what?
Harry Potter.
Okay, but it's not an option here.
Okay.
A novel for adults.
What do you say? A novel for adults. Correct.
ככה כותבים אבל ג'יי.קיי רולינג?
Yeah. J.K. Rowling's most recent book is a novel. What's a novel?
שייכות. ה-S לא כאילו...
Can. Exactly. A Sefer Shalah. Okay. Number 4. Please text me. What's text me?
תשלח לי ידע.
תשלח לי הודעה.
What fits here?
הודעת טקסט.
What? Text me what?
When you reach the train station.
Good. What's a train station?
תחנת
רכבת. The dove is a symbol. What's a dove, first of all? A dove. It's a bird. Kind of bird.
יש מרכך כזה, לא?
A dove, yeah. כן, dove זה סבון.
זה חברה של קרמים וכזה.
זה סבון. אבל זה גם מרכך. What is a dove? It's got a bird. It's in Noach, in the Sefer Breshit. He sent it. Yeah, he sent the dove. He sent a web, a raven, and a dove.
יש לה מתחת סימן של ציפור כזאת, יונה.
Okay, so what's a symbol? It's a symbol of what?
סימן הפיס, C.
Symbol of peace. Symbol של שלום. יפה. Okay. Yeah, a dove, סבון זה גם מאוד רך, זה נעים, dove זה תמיד נעים. Okay, I went to the meeting instead of Alice. Okay,
Because he was sick.
Because he was sick.
good. Yeah, because he was sick. Because of Alex, he was sick. People don't communicate with each other. Okay,
G.
Like they did in the past.
because it's like being at the movies. Is that right?
No, E. Like
Like they did in the
they did in
past. Yeah, like in the past. Como baval. Yפה. And 8, I love watching television on a large screen. What's a screen?
because
מסך.
because it's
It's like being at the movie.
Yeah, 'cause it's like being at the movies. Yeah, fun. Okay, here, circle the right word. It's amazing what modern technology can do. Was it? It's amazing.
זה מדהים.
זה מדהים.
Okay, number 2. Our country has a strong what on oil? What's oil?
שמן?
שמן.
Lemon, but there's another meaning. You make gasoline, derek. You make gasoline, neft. Okay, I mean, from oil. As oil's in neft. Okay. Neft.
מה זה טרנד?
זה כאילו סוג של שמן.
Trends and megama.
מגמה.
What's dependence?
תלות.
Tlut. Okay, so what's the answer here?
נראה לי dependence.
Dependence.
Dependence. Okay. Our country has a strong dependence on oil. How do you say atzmaut?
Independence.
Independence. Ani atzmai, I'm independent. Okay, remember depend on talui be. As it depends on the talui be. Right? Okay. The actress, what's an actress? An actress, anybody?
שחקנים.
Was full of communication or emotion when she spoke to the reporter.
Emotion.
Ocean.
Full of emotion. Himala regish. 4. Which team is likely or lovely to win the next World Cup?
likely.
Likely. Okay, באמת, זו מילה מאוד חשובה. Okay, to לזכור, זה likely, זה אמור, או סביר. Unlikely, לא סביר. Okay? לא עלול, לא עשוי. Okay? זה לא קשור לא כמו, וזה לא קשור לאוהב. Okay? Recent effects, השפעות, or studies, לימודים, have proven that eating dark chocolate is good for a person's health.
אפקט.
Perfect.
No, here it's studies.
מחקר.
אבל לימודים,
אני תרגמתי לא טוב. זה לא לימודים, מצטער. מה התרגום הנכון? מי זוכרת?
מחקר אולי?
מחקר.
מחקר.
כן. אפשר להיות לימודים, like I'm succeeding in my studies, אני מצליח בלימודים שלי. או זה גם כן יכול פועל, כמו הוא לומד טוב, he studies well, מוסיפים את ה-IS. He studies, הוא לומד טוב, היא לומדת טוב, she studies. אוקיי? אבל כאן זה studies זה מחקר. אז מחקרים האחרונים הוכיחו, have proven that eating dark chocolate is good for a person's health. אוקיי? וזה, הדקדוק הזה, הדקדוק הבא שאנחנו ללמוד בשבוע הבא, have proven, קוראים לזה present perfect. הוכיחו, זה, הדקדוק הזה, קוראים לזה present perfect, זה has or have פלוס הפועל, אבל זה לשבוע הבא. Okay, I like to buy this kind of shoe because the quality or contact is great.
quality.
What is quality? How do you translate quality? איכות. איך אומרים כמות? זה כמעט אותו דבר. יש כמות ואיכות. מישהו יודע? No. זה נשמע כמעט כמו quality. No, okay, I'll write it. It's good to know. תרשום את זה אם יש לכם חוברת. אז quantity זה כמות, ו-quality זה איכות. אז הם הולכים ביחד לבד. The quantity and the quality of something. Quantity is כמות, how much, כמה, and quality זה כמות. אוקיי, בואו נמשיך. אני אלמד לכם קצת דקדוק היום בסוף השיעור, אבל זה לא בשביל המבחן, אוקיי? זה לא בשביל השיעורי בית. זה משהו, דברים שאני רוצה לחזור עליו בשביל המורות דק כבר מכיתה זין וח'. שיעורי בית זה לסיים מה שנתתי בשיעור שעבר, אין שיעורי בית היום.
אבל מיסטר, שמת שתי מטלות אותו דבר בכיתה הקודמת ובכיתה של מחצית בין, אז אני לא ידעתי...
זה כאילו נראה לי למי שלא נכנסה, כן.
אבל כבר הגשתי כאילו בכיתה הקודמת.
כן, לא, זה... כן, אני פשוט שכפלתי את זה, במקרה שיש בנות שלא הגישו את זה. אני אעביר את הציונים האלו. אלו שכבר הגישו, אני מעביר את הציונים לקלאסרום חדש, אוקיי? אבל עדיין לא היה לי זמן לעשות את זה. אז אני אעביר את הציון בלי המטלה, אבל אתם רק תראו את הציון שלהם, אלו שכבר הגישו. אוקיי, יאללה. Next, so here, I like to buy this kind of true because the quality is great. 7, what's the answer to 7? What's the answer here? Boris has a busy social life, good. And 8, how many conversations or generations are there in your family?
Generations.
Good. What are generations? What are generations? Dorot, if I'm Jamel did a lot of research or sources before he wrote his report. Good. ג'מאל עשה המון מחקר, הרבה מחקר, לפני שהוא כתב את הדיווח.
מה זה המילה השנייה אבל?
sources או מקורות, או גם, כן, מקורות.
אבל גם מקורות גם מתאים.
אני שואל לך, מה המקורות של המחקר שלך? What are the sources of your research? Okay? But I do research, אני עושה מחקר, I researched, זה גם מילה בעצמה, I researched that, הכרתי את זה. Number 10, a new medicine was recently or unfortunately discovered in Brazil.
Recently.
And here it's recently, yeah, good, recently. Unfortunately, what is unfortunately? The raw mazal, can, if I'm out. Fortunately, blia anzig l'tova mazal. Okay, bוא נעשה את זה גם כן ביחד. Okay, we have to fit in these words into the text below. Okay, develop.
עושים את זה עכשיו רגע?
עושים את זה ביחד,
אוקיי.
אני יכול יותר עם זמן לעשות את זה, אבל בוא נעשה את זה ביחד, okay? The words to do is develop, what's develop? לפתח, נכון? develop זה לפתח. אם יש לכם חוברת, תעשו את זה בחוברת שלנו תוך כדי, ותרשום, כי אם אתה רושם משהו, זה עוזר לך לזכור את זה. התנועה הפיזי הזה עם הידיים שלכם, זה מאוד חשוב בתהליך הזיכרון, צריכים לעבוד עם הגוף, okay? You have to work with your body. אתם שומעות אותי?
כן.
יש פה קצת בעיה כאן. עכשיו
שומעים טוב.
Okay. What is to replace? Replace something. להחליף משהו, כמו אני לא, קניתי מוצר לא טוב, I want to replace it. I want to replace my phone, I want to replace my table. What's to communicate? Research, good. A researcher. An effect. השפעה. אם אני כותב את זה עם A, זה פועל. He affected me, הוא השפיע לי. אם זה עם A. אם כותב עם E זה השפעה. Special effects, כמו אפקטים מיוחדים. אז E זה שם עצם, השפעה, ו-A זה פועל, to affect. זה נשמע כמעט אותו דבר, אבל לא אותו דבר. effect. לפעמים באמת לא שומעים את ההבדל. What's a skill? A skill? מיומנות. שפה יותר גבוהה. Skill, כישרון. What's a screen? A screen. We're all looking on the screen together now. What's a survey? A survey. Not quite. I asked everybody in the class, how many people use their cell phones? You know, you send 20 WhatsApp. A second. How many do 40 WhatsApps a day? That's a second. and 2 surveys at each school. זה גם פועל. On a daily basis, למדנו את זה כבר, מה זה?
על בסיס יומי.
כן, יום יומי, and face to face.
פנים מול פנים.
פנים מול פנים.
יפה. Okay. Okay. So would you like, this is called Cityville. Ville means city. Ville means ear. בצרפתית. Facebook's online game. Would you like to run your own city and meet new friends? Well, a survey showed that over 84 million people do. מה הכוונה של over במשפט הזה?
מעל.
מעל 84 מיליון.
כאן זה מעל. איך אומרים באנגלית? יש שם מילים שלהם, אני רוצה קצת לעבור על המילה הזו שנייה, סימנה חשובה. אנחנו לומדים prefixes. Okay, what does it mean if I say, I am overworked? So I'm overworked.
אני בעומס עבודה.
אני בעומס עבודה, יפה. What does it mean? Oh, wait, again. I could say, she is overweight. What is overweight? יתר משקל, מעבר משקל, אוקיי? וגם under, מה זה under באנגלית? under?
מתחת.
מתחת. אז what can you say? She is underweight. What is underweight?
היא בתת משקל.
כן, היא ככה, היא צריכה לאכול יותר. אוקיי? underweight. או איך אומרים, I don't know, אפשר להגיד, I am underworked. לא בדיוק, אבל אפשר לשחק עם זה לפעמים. I'm underworked, אני לא מספיק, אני עובד מספיק, אוקיי? אבל אומרים הרבה את זה. I am underpaid. What is it, underpaid? underpaid.
לא צריך להוסיף M.
לא מקבל מה?
לא, אתה לא צריך להוסיף M?
underpaid, no. Maybe not to pay. What's to pay? What's to pay?
תשלום.
לשלם.
לשלם.
What's I am underpaid?
אני בחובות.
אני בחובות.
לא, זה אומר שאני לא מקבל מספיק משכורת. משכורת שלי מתחת. אוקיי? What I say, oh, you overpaid him. היה לי קבלן, נתתי לו כסף. I said, you overpaid him. מה זה you overpaid?
שילמת לו יותר מדי, over.
כן, you overpaid him. נתתי לו יותר מדי. אוקיי? אז זה ממש חשוב להכיר over ו-under במקום הזה. אוקיי? נמשיך עם הטקסט. אוקיי. Okay, so over Ma'al, 84 million people do. They want to be in this survey to create, to run your own city. גם לא דיברתי המילה run. מה זה run במשפט הזה? Would you like to run your own city? מה זה run?
לנהל.
לנהל, אוקיי? run זה מילה מעניין. You run a business.
זה גם לרוץ, כאילו.
לרוץ.
לרוץ.
יפה. וגם זה מופיע ככה. מי יכול להגיד לי זה? זה משהו קצת שונה. עם מילה run. מה זאת אומרת? We ran out of gas.
נגמר לנו הדלק.
Okay, good. I ran out of energy. Oops.
נגמר לי הכוח.
נגמר לי את הכוח, okay? So גם between run, you know, to run out of.
אבל למה זה run עם A וזה run עם U?
מה זה ה-A הזה? מה זה ה-A הזה?
זה B2.
B2, החבר שלנו, B2, past simple, אוקיי? אוקיי?
לא, אבל אתה יכול להגיד את זה בהווה, אין לי כוח עכשיו, לא היה לי כוח, כאילו, נגמר לי הכוח בה.
אם זה הווה, בדרך כלל זה עכשיו, אני אומר את זה בהווה ממושך. I am running out of energy. Okay, זה עכשיו, I'm running out of energy. Okay? וגם run, you know, to run a business, לנהל עסק, okay? 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 וגם מה שראינו בטקסט עכשיו. Okay, so would you like to run your own city? לנהל את העיר שלך. Okay, so they are the people who play the online game called Cityville, which, what's the answer? Which Famville as one of Facebook's most popular games.
מיסטר, אנחנו לא רואות את המילים.
ויש לכם את החוברת בבית, אפשר לעבוד בחוברת גם. זה קצת קטן כאן. It's a little bit small. So what? They are the people who play the online game called Cityville, which what Famville, remember it's Famville is the name of the thing, as one of Facebook's most popular games.
Develop?
Nope.
Develop?
Nope.
Face to face?
Nope. No. No.
Effect?
No. Yichlif. How do you say yichlif? Yichlif. Replaced. Which replaced? Shehichlif. Famville as one of Facebook's most popular games. Okay, in fact, the game has had, such an on players that approximately 2 million people joined daily. Good. I said such an effect. Good effect. And it got, has such, oops, oh, I did it again. Darn it. Has such an, sorry. Has had such a effect. Good. Has such an effect on players. Okay. Okay. That approximately 2 million people join it. Does anybody know the word approximately? Approximately? You hear me? Okay. What is approximately? Does anybody, what is this word approximately? Approximately? Be'erach. Approximately is the be'erach.
היית תקוע לכמה שניות.
שומעות עכשיו? אתם
לא
שומעות
שומעת
אותי?
מה אמרת.
אתם לא שומעות אותי?
עכשיו שומעים, אבל לא שמעתי מה אמרת.
פשוט שמענו מקודם קטוע ולא שמענו מה אמרת.
יש לי קצת בעיה עם ה...